like this would be a big moment in my life, and I couldn't have this moment without a dear, dear friend of mine.
We have created Drink Company.
We want Prime! We want Prime!
I think this could be bigger than Prime.
Oh my god, my hair. How does my hair somehow get worse every day? Look at this. What is this? Dude, I actually gotta fix that though. So, just when you thought KSI and Logan Paul were done with Prime, we now have a collab with MrBeast. You know what I love about the current generation of YouTubers? No matter how much money they make, it never seems to be enough. It never seems to fill their pockets. And MrBeast, KSI, and Logan Paul have all came together to create a new product that every single child is going to consume. And that is Lunchly. Now, if you look at Lunchly and you look at Lunchables, which is like one of the world's biggest snack foods in the world, full of processed garbage, they look pretty similar. It's almost like they stole Lunchables and then swapped some of the letters around. It's kind of like in Harry Potter when Tom Riddle revealed to Harry that he was Lord Voldemort by swapping all the letters around. Now, if you don't know what Lunchables are, shut up. Shut up. I'm not explaining what Lunchables are. Lunchables is the favorite food of all kids in school. I had Lunchables as a kid, and look at me. I turned out completely fine, despite how processed all the food is. Now, Lunchables is actually so successful, they did a bunch of different versions as well. They do pizza boards, nachos, chicken nuggets, and then they launched their own gummy version of their own products, which is something Carl Jacobs shamelessly stole a couple of years after. What is with like every YouTuber releasing their own gummy sweets? I think it's just a very cost-effective way to make money. I mean, Umpaville has some. They'd probably be the only ones I'd try, to be fair. Ryan Trahan, who's like, if MrBeast opened a school on how to become an influencer like him, and Ryan Trahan passed that class with flying colors, that would be him. But he's got like his own candy and stuff as well that was like shoehorned into MrBeast's video straight after all the drama came out about him at a very awkward time. Now, depending on which Lunchables you buy, you could get something like an Oreo cookie. Wow. You could get a Chips Ahoy cookie, or maybe a piece of chocolate. And then on top of that as well, you get some kind of drink, like, I don't know, Capri Sun, water bottle, or like Kool-Aid or something. Also, I'm not sure about you guys. Have you looked up the Capri Sun packaging on how it looks recently? It looks horrifying. They had like when I was growing up as a kid, they had like, you know, the fruit and stuff on it. And now they've just got like this horrific looking demonic face. So, brave statement incoming. Lunchables aren't very healthy. I kind of get it. You know, it's food for kids. And I remember as a child, I ate like complete garbage. I would literally eat food at school. And then walking on the way home, I'd go to like a takeaway or something and then just get like a cone of chips. And that's probably one of the reasons why when I did the face reveal, I was so fat. Hillary clit. What people don't actually know, when I did the face reveal, there had to be a crane that lifted me into my seat. Now, Oscar Mayer, who founded Feastables, one of the main reasons behind the company was he wanted more kids to eat more bologna. Because apparently back in the 1980s, no one was touching that stuff. Do you eat it now? But why is Lunchly competing against Lunchables? Because again, keep in mind, Lunchables owns that. They've got like an 84% ownership of the kids market. That's in combination lunches. I think that's basically the only thing that Lunchables do. But yeah, for the past 30 years, it's been really tough to beat Lunchables out. But that's where we introduced Logan Paul, KSI, and MrBeast. They all got together and thought, oh my god, we don't have enough money. We only cleared 20 mil the last month. Let's make a new product that kids can eat. So in terms of Lunchly, they're keeping the release of this quite short. They're releasing 3 products: Fiesta Nachos, Turkey Stack'ems, and then one straight up called The Pizza. Amazing names. Also, keep in mind as well, if you're reading between the lines, you'll see that words like the pizza are in quotation marks, almost like it's some kind of like trademark issue, or they can't legally call it a pizza. But again, these are products that already exist on Lunchables line. They've already got the pizza one, the nachos one, turkey and cheese crackers. These are all flavors that already exist with Lunchables, so they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're basically trying to leech off an already incredibly successful product. Now, the main difference between the contents that's inside is you get also a Feastables chocolate bar and a bottle of Prime Energy. Now, I have tried Feastables once before, and brave statement from a commentary channel. Oh my god, you're not going to expect this, guys. Whoa, I didn't like it. Oh! Yep, I know. Commentary channel 3,000,000,005 says they didn't like popular thing. Oh my god. Oh god, you're so brave. Here's your medal. Here's your Nobel Peace Prize, sir. I think the only one I tried was like the D's Nuts one, and it just didn't taste very good, especially compared to like Cadbury's chocolate. If you know Cadbury's chocolate in the UK, that absolutely clears. And no, I'm not talking about Cadbury's in America. I'm talking solely in the UK. Funny story, actually. We tried to actually send Cadbury's UK chocolate bars over to America, and they tasted so good that they actually mugged the American Cadbury's chocolate, and Hershey's that owns Cadbury's in America got so scared that there'd be competition that they basically did this bizarre lawsuit with the government to basically shut down sending Cadbury's UK chocolate over to America because, again, we used a lot less sugar in our chocolate and we used more cocoa. So yeah, to be fair, in Mr. Breast's defense, I really don't think he had a chance going against Cadbury's chocolate. And also, who could forget the classic bottle of Prime Energy? You had this photo that was released of MrBeast, Logan, and KSI. KSI looks like he just kind of wants to collect the paycheck. These are hot waters for him at the minute. The weird thing is about this as well, like these three YouTubers specialize in making products that kids eat and drink that are snacks, right? Like treats. They've never really done actual food before. I mean, MrBeast has had MrBeast Burger, but obviously, as we know, that didn't end too well. Also, the prices for these Lunchables go around $4, but for actual Lunchables, it goes from like $1.90 all the way to just over $3. Now, I'm not going to avoid the elephant in the room. This is obviously a collab that is mutually beneficial to all parties. Basically, they revealed this on a live stream, which is exactly what Logan and KSI did years ago when they baited everyone out, being like, "Oh, this is it, the final round. We're gonna beat each other up," only to find out that they were basically doing a collab, because what ends hostility more than friendship? Money. And then they realized we could beef each other, we could fight, probably make like, you know, 10 mil on the side, or we could make a soft drink, shill it to children, and then make hundreds of millions. Now, I'm saying this is mutually beneficial because both parties at the minute, that being Logan Paul, KSI, and then MrBeast, they've both been in their own kind of like hot water recently. This was not a collab that was done from like the goodness of their own hearts. It was definitely to try and stabilize each other. So obviously Prime was talked about for apparently having a lot of harmful chemicals inside, possibly stealing the Olympics branding as well, issues with the boxing manufacturer. I feel like that there's a new alleged lawsuit going up against Prime like every single week. And also as well, the lawsuits involved with the owners. KSI has been doing a pretty good job keeping his head down, to be fair, but Logan Paul has been involved in various lawsuits, like the whole, you know, crypto zoo thing with CoffeeZilla. And the most damaging thing that is worse than everything I've just said combined, Prime sales have been through the floor. If you go into like any corner shop now, any supermarket, you probably will find bottles of Prime because kids aren't buying it anymore. I remember the hype originally, which was very well orchestrated, by the way, thanks to people like your boy Wakey Wines. You know, I remember like there'd be kids on Snapchat that would just be like collecting bottles like Pokemon cards and just like having them stacked on their shelf or something. That era, thankfully, has come and gone. No more will 7-year-olds be like tugging on their mom's arm, be like, "Can you take me to Sainsbury's? I need to buy the new Logan Paul drink. And then I've got to go home and watch Sidemen Sunday." Because unfortunately, the way Prime was advertised with the bright, colorful bottles, they kind of locked themselves into a market. They only really appeal to kids. You know, as an adult, you see bright, colored drink and you think, "Oh my God, that's going to give me super cancer. No, I'm not touching that. Thank you very much." I've heard about these fake sugars. And also as well, like the energy drink market is already just so oversaturated. I know that they were like rent-free about Gatorade, but honestly, most people are probably just buying Monster anyway. Like, okay, little bit of a rant here. The UK right now is absolutely cooked, bro. Any corner shop I go into, it's like you've got Coke, Coke Zero, Fanta, and then like you'll have at the very bottom of the shelf after the 20 rows on Monster, you'll have like water, and then it's just water, like the actual brand Just Water, which is okay. I mean, like it's demineralized water. It's like got nothing in it apart from the stuff they add afterwards. But again, you look at the back of Just Water, who owns it? Coke. Like Coca-Cola genuinely like owns all of our fridges in the UK. It's wild, because when I go to much better countries like Sweden, you get brands like Ramlosa, sparkling water, and there's various flavors of what, you know, I love so much. I'm just talking about Sweden, and I know there's like half the people are just going to be typing place Sweden in the comments, even though it's not a live stream. I mean, possible game theories that are floating around at the minute is, for example, Logan Paul is basically trying to make as much money as possible and then maybe semi-quietly retire, kind of almost do what PewDiePie did, because if you look at his Instagram page, his missus, she very pregnant, she got big belly, baby coming soon. So he might actually go down the route that PewDiePie did, you know, to like have time with his child. He might actually like semi-retire, because PewDiePie, I would say PewDiePie's basically retired now. He's obviously got the money. He, you know, made the bag, especially during that Minecraft phase. That was a lot of money being made there. Oh God. out. But obviously now, you know, he uploads whenever he feels like it. He's got like a family now, not really much of an obligation. His family are financially secure as well. He's made it. Like again, I know I'm glazing PewDiePie, who's also Swedish, by the way, but I feel like he is the perfect example of like the YouTuber good ending. And I can't talk about Prime without talking about the controversy that Feastables has been involved in as well. Like, for example, the allegations against MrBeast and his company from Dogpack. MrBeast hasn't really said anything. He's basically just locked in, gone full content brain. He apparently has said to multiple sources, one of them being Ludwig, he is planning on responding when Dogpack drops all of his videos. But I think the problem is now we're kind of in like a limbo because Dogpack is like, ooh, there's more, but like, I'm not going to put it out, but I might not. So Mr. Breast doesn't really know what to do here. It's just like an infinite stalemate, but he's not letting the channel go quietly. He's still like locked in, content brained. I mean, a good example of Feastables getting into some trouble is Feastables was actually going to sponsor one of Ludwig's streamer events. He did this thing like the streamer games, basically kind of like the Olympics, but for streamers. And Ludwig straight up said to MrBeast, like, Feastables cannot sponsor this event.
The streamer games are supposed to be sponsored by Feastables. Look, I'll say that was something that was obviously worked out before this all came out, obviously. And I talked to MrBeast actually, because I was like, hey man, this is bad timing. And so it ain't happening anymore. We are mutually not following through on that partnership for streamer games because I think ultimately it will just be a big distraction for the event. L move, take the bag.
Keep in mind though, as well, MrBeast's views have not gone down. Like usually when a YouTuber gets into controversy or something, the fan base will slowly drop them. But because MrBeast is just like galaxy sized, there'll always be new people that find the channel. Is that what I want? Do I want his views to drop? Do I want his channel to die? No, definitely not. But I think this is like a different tiered level of YouTuber. And to be fair, there's been loads of YouTubers in the past as well that when they've had like allegations and stuff, they've just locked in, kept uploading videos, and then it's just gone away. The main reason why Ludwig dropped the Feastable sponsorship is, I think, because he was worried that the drama around having a Feastable sponsor would basically overshadow the entirety of the streamer games. Because imagine, he takes ages to organize this event. He's got all of his buddies like you know, doing stuff on stream, this huge event, probably the biggest thing on his channel for the year, and then all he gets on Twitter are people atting him saying, why did you platform MrBeast? He's a bad guy, naughty. You know, they just don't care at all for the effort he's put into the content. And keep in mind as well, Ludwig and MrBeast are like really good friends.
Oh my god, I'm getting a call from MrBeast.
I'm in a casino.
100? No, Jimmy, that's not 100,000.
Red or black with $5 million.
Oh no, Jimmy.
You know, Feastables actually saved a Ludwig event all the way back in 2022 when his main sponsor actually pulled out. So Feastables came in and clutched it. Now, looking at the public opinion of Ludwig online, it seems that he's earned the title of like MrBeast Glazer because like there's so many shorts of them just being like buddies and stuff like, oh, I love you, MrBeast, you're my best friend. But as well, when he drops Feastables from being a sponsor in the streamer games, those same people kind of like quietly choose to, you know, ignore it, like acknowledge that it didn't happen. Like this guy possibly lost hundreds of thousands of dollars by, you know, rejecting this sponsor. And I think it falls into that category of like, no matter how financially secure Ludwig is, like that would still hurt pretty much anyone to, you know, saying no to basically free money. Now, when they announced the launch of Lunchables on a live stream that looked like it was 144p quality.
I'll hold the turkey one. All right, so we've been cooking on this all year.
One thing happened I wasn't expecting. They got a guest appearance from the Rizzler. If you don't know who the Rizzler is, I covered this a couple of weeks ago. It's like the Costco family, you know, like the guy that walks around, he's like, double chunk choc cookie.
The double chunk chocolate cookie.
And then they had this random child appear called the Rizzler, and he became like an integral character in the lore. Imagine it saying all that to someone from like 2010. Their head would just explode. I do like how the management teams are just on the ropes. It's like, who do we get in here to sell this? Logan, you got some controversy, buddy. MrBeast, you got some controversy, buddy. KSI, yeah, just keep pulling that face like you don't want to be here. It's fine. I got it. The Rizzler.
Rizzler, what's your thoughts on it?
Show us what you think of this.
Oh! Wait, can you do the face too? Oh my gosh! Okay.
Now, one thing that's interesting looking into Lunchables is they are trying to advertise themselves as being better to Lunchables. Obviously, this is the main pull. If you're an 8-year-old and you're watching this video, congratulations, I'm going to report you and get you banned. But also, this is the arguments you're going to use to make sure your parents buy you Lunchables. I think as well, they're playing on the fact that Lunchables actually had some boxes recalled because of like concerning levels of sodium. So obviously, they're going to try and do what they did with Prime and Feastables. They're going to try and make something a little bit healthier. A little bit, not a lot, because then the taste goes away. A little bit healthier. Instead of 20 grams of sugar, there'll be 19.8 grams. Now, the big appeal of Lunchly is having flavorful combos, more electrolytes. Have you noticed at the minute how rent-free the food market is about electrolytes and protein? It's like, ooh, the thing I can have infinite amounts of, and it's good for me. It's like water. I can drink water forever. And it's good for me. Despite the fact if you drink too much water, your red blood cells will literally inflate and implode. Too much of anything is bad for you. So Logan Paul was quick to tweet saying how much better Lunchly is than Lunchables. Again, he's turned off replies. The only other time he's turned off replies is when he was being bullied rent-free by that wrestler. So you've got Lunchly pizza and then Lunchables. The Lunchables actually has 1 more gram of protein. Unlucky. There's like 30 less calories in the Lunchly, which is like if you take a nibble of a bit of cheese or like a Baby Bell. That's really going to make or break my cut. The electrolytes, again, obviously, because there's Prime in it as well. But again, like, unless you're working out or you're hungover, you don't need electrolytes. You don't need it. I need it! Why do you think I drink San Pellegrino every day? Like, this doesn't advertise it as electrolytes, but it still has salts in it. Like, it's got, like, potassium, sodium. It's got all the electrolytes you need, but it doesn't advertise it. Electrolytes literally just means mineral water. You buy any mineral water from a corner shop, that is electrolyte water. I don't understand why it's now, like, branded as its own thing. It's so AIDS. And then, as well, the sugar is basically half the sugar. The thing is, what I don't understand is they're starting off with the protein, but the protein is like the weakest amount. It's like the protein they've got for the turkey one is exactly the same. And then they beat the Lunchables protein by 2 grams. Oh my God. 9 grams for 360 calories. Are you joking me? This comes from me, and I like, you know, I cope with like tins of tuna. That's like 100 calories and 25 grams of protein. 9 grams of protein. Don't even bother listing it. That sucks. Now, one thing they're not actually including here is like the salt content either, which is a little bit weird. But yeah, honestly, the sugar, they've got Lunchables beet. It's usually about half the sugar. The protein is just comedically bad. The calories are basically no different at all. They basically shaved off 50 calories somehow. And then obviously the electrolytes, which just shouldn't even be a stat as well. Because you imagine like you've got like fat, sugar, salt, added sugar, and then it just has the electrolyte count.
Well.
You could literally just drink like a bottle of like Evian water, bro, and probably get the same amount. They've also got this part on their website, top of the class, how we stack up, and it's Lunchly against Feastables. Oh, wait, no, Lunchables. I'm getting all the names confused because they all sound the same. They're all like copying each other, man. So you've got this comparison here with Lunchly and then Lunchables, but they can't call it Lunchables. They call it leading brand. Flavorful combos. Standard picks. 400 milligrams of electrolytes. 55 milligrams. Bold packaging. Basic packaging. Big gestures. Mid moments. Now, obviously, at the end, they're not even using any statistics of like nutrition. They're just making shit up. So that's one of the main reasons why they couldn't call it Lunchables when they were talking shit about them. Logan, and I'm going to say Logan, not KSI, because I think KSI realizes how hot all this stuff is. He's honestly, I feel like KSI just appears for like the promo stuff, gets the paycheck, and then just leaves straight away. It's like Logan taking all the heat here. So Logan is really trying to like assert how this is a much more healthier option than Lunchables. Is it really? No, it's like marginally more healthy. Not really. It's probably still gonna make a generation of kids fat if it's all they ate all the time, or give them like turbo leg fell off or whatever.
He fell off. He really did.
Now, is this what Logan wants to do? Does he want to, you know, make the next generation of children healthier? Maybe, but also his kid's coming soon and he probably wants to make as much of a bag as possible before then. People also looked into the Lunchly website because again, it's like 3 of the most honest YouTubers you could ever meet. Like they wouldn't have any weird clauses. Oh wait, look, if you eat any Lunchly product, you then automatically lose your rights to a class action lawsuit, which if anything sounds really close to Disney and how they tried to use the fact that some guy that died at their theme park had Disney Plus. So therefore, people couldn't sue Disney. Surprisingly, there were a lot of YouTubers that weren't happy with Lunchly, and I'm not just talking about commentary channels, like people from other aspects of the internet, like for example, DanTDM, who is like, you know, old head Minecraft YouTuber. He's basically the very rare case where a Minecraft YouTuber doesn't have an allegation against them.
5 clean YouTubers who have sworn.
He will turn into a crazy son of a bitch.
Basically what I'm trying to say, the guy has infinite amounts of respect. I never watched DanTDM. I was born a little bit too late, but I think he had this huge bit with a character called like Dr. Treyaris or something.
Okay, this one over here. Let's see what happens
But surprisingly, Dan did actually clap with a tweet that got like 200,000 likes. What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better. And I totally agree with Dan. It really just feels like a cash grab to make as much money as possible. Again, like I know I brought this up multiple times, but Logan is going to have a kid on the way pretty soon, and he's probably sat down and he's like, okay, KSI, this is kind of hot. Like we're in a lot of controversy right now. Just come onto a live stream, just do funny smiles or whatever, and then we can show this new product, okay? Because I need to make another 200 mil before my kid comes out. I don't mean to rib on KSI so much, by the way. Like I don't dislike the guy. I mean, to be fair, I did a film review on one of his films with him and Casper Lee like years and years ago, and I think he actually commented on that video saying like LMFAO or something. But looking at that live stream of KSI, he's so low energy. Like obviously you have no idea what's going on in someone's personal life or anything like that, but at the same time, like I feel like for the past couple of years with Prime, Logan has basically really been the only person promoting it. KSI does promote it sometimes, but nowhere near as much as Logan. And I'm going to say this 100% guaranteed with zero proof, YouTuber moment, but like I feel that Logan has definitely had talks with KSI privately, been like, come on bro, like we both own the same amount of stock and you're not promoting it anywhere near as me. How is this fair? You even had some YouTubers and Twitch streamers reply to Dan's tweet, one of them saying they always promote it like it's healthy food too, lol. And then Ballistic Squid said, why not teach kids healthy eating habits? They're comparing their product to Lunchables, which in itself is highly processed crap. None of them are passionate about health towards fans, only their wallets. So disappointing. Dude, I just checked Ballistic Squid's channel and he has a kid now. And he's also lost a lot of weight. Good on him. But like, oh my God. Again, I don't think like KSI, Logan, or MrBeast are trying to, fix the snack industry, make it a better place for kids. I just think they want their money. And the fact that they're promoting this to be more healthy, it's so obvious that they sat down with the team and it's like, okay, listen, like we added 2 grams of protein. We shaved like 50 calories off. But honestly, it still costs more than Lunchables. No one's buying this. What do we do? Electrolytes. Let's put Let's say there's electrolytes in everything. What's electrolytes? I don't fucking know. It could be negative calories. Maybe you're losing the weight that you're eating the Lunchleys with the electrolytes. I mean, childhood obesity is apparently 19.7%. So it's really not surprising that people are just living off like all these like pre-packaged foods. But again, like America has always been incredibly unhealthy. The UK, we are not far behind. Believe me, we are not far behind at all. But still, it just sucks. Like this could have been something better. But like, again, I remember MrBeast talking about it and he was like, we made Feastables chocolate. We made it too healthy and no one liked it in taste testing. Because to be fair, like Feastables chocolate is already kind of mid. So I imagine by taking out all the sugar, making it more healthy, it just tasted like a brick. I mean, I've had like dark chocolate before, right? Like I'm not talking like dark chocolate. Like I'm talking like 95 to 100% cocoa where there's like virtually no sugar in it. It's basically just cocoa and fat, like good fat. And it's like, it tastes disgusting. It's good for you. It's really good for you, moderation, but it tastes vile. Like that is something that you stick in the fridge and you're only eating because of the apparent health properties to your heart and stuff. You're not eating that for the flavor. I mean, you can even see on the Twitter here, you had, be there Monday, 12 p.m. EST, and it's the next chapter. They're doing the exact same branding and marketing. I mean, 4K likes kind of fell off a little bit, buddy. It's not doing too good. But yeah, overall, what does it show? YouTubers like money, and no matter how much money they make, they will never have enough. I can attest to that because when the Darkwood video comes out on Friday, I will be selling these shirts that you can buy. Very cool shirts. Please buy them. I'm very out of pocket after the video.
2 hours later.
This is future Pyro here because, as you know, I'm desperate to do anything to extend the runtime of the video so YouTube pays me more. But remember that DanTDM tweet that was made? It's now sitting on 250,000 likes. So guys, we did it. We reached 250,000 likes, sniding Logan Paul. 250,000 likes and still going. Now, this getting 250,000 likes, this hurt Logan's ego. KSI, probably not so much. Again, like I said earlier, he doesn't even really want to be there. He's like a random extra that wandered into the set on the live stream. I think he's just quietly getting the bag. But Logan ended up quote tweeting Dan while also having replies turned off. So it's like, I can speak about you, but you cannot continue the conversation with me. So again, to reiterate what Dan was saying, basically saying what happened to YouTubers, I'm not going to be quiet anymore. this stuff is selling it for the sake of it. Again, I do think Dan's tweet was good. It had good intentions. It was just really poorly worded because he's basically, I think the problem with Dan, he's putting YouTubers on too much of a high pedestal because a lot of them, most of them genuinely don't care about their fans at all and just see them as like a way to make money. But Logan quote tweeted with the most like, he could have debased anything that Dan said, but instead he says, I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our lives creating content and building our brands. Now we want to build businesses. So you've basically admitted there that you don't actually want to create content anymore. You just want to create businesses, therefore making more money. I mean, honestly, that's about as shallow as him probably saying, I'm trying to feed the homeless or something with Lunchables. And then he finishes it off with the most like Jafar from Aladdin statement ever. Why didn't you say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead? But when we create a better version, you're upset, then don't eat it. So he has done like 3 things you never do there as a YouTuber. First of all, he made a claim and then basically debased himself by saying allegedly afterwards, meaning it has no weight. So you can tell, even though he's trying to snide, like he's still in PR mode thinking, okay, I cannot get sued. I cannot get sued. I'm being sued by... Prime is being sued from a lot of angles here. I don't also want to get sued by Lunchables. And then he also accuses Dan of not caring when Lunchables had traces of lead, allegedly. And it's like, yeah, no shit he doesn't care because it's not created by a YouTuber. The reason why you're getting flack from other YouTubers is because you're making us all look bad. This is like some like cash cow thing to make as much money as possible. And then he finishes it off with the equivalent of don't like it, don't watch it, saying to not eat Lunchables. So a lot of YouTubers use that cope where it's like, if you don't like the content, don't watch it, which is a cope that is a tale as old as time. Already right now, I can feel under my skin the Paracynical subreddit rushing to make a post saying, well, don't you say that about PyroLive? I mean, yes, don't watch the content if you don't enjoy it. Wait for the good videos to come out, like Darkwood that is coming out on Friday. But again, it's like, I can't imagine that DanTDM was someone that would sit there opening a pack of Lunchables every single day. You know, like eating them like, yummy, yummy lead, yummy. Again, the reason why you're getting so much criticism is because you're a YouTuber creating a product that looks like a cash grab. And has anyone noticed this? It's happened again. I'm saying it like it's Logan's fault. This is a 3-way thing. It's MrBeast, KSI, and Logan. This is what happens every single time with like Feastables and Prime. Logan ends up becoming the forefront because he's the most vocal. KSI doing the absolute like Chad move of sitting in the corner waiting for the voices to go away. That's the reason why he never gets like any flack despite owning as much of a percentage of Prime as Logan does. Honestly, at this point, I feel like Logan needs to be a majority shareholder, not KSI, because as much as like I have criticized Logan, he is doing the most amount of work here. He's responding the most and like, you know, hitting as many people as he can possibly. KSI is literally just quietly getting that paycheck. And then what's MrBeast doing? I don't know. I watched the live stream that he had the Rizzler on and he keeps doing the Andrew Tate pose for some reason. Very cringe behavior.
But this is Lunchables, and this is something.
So what's the moral of today's story? DanTDM, you're very selfish for, you know, criticizing Logan Paul and KSI and MrBeast. How dare you not want to try Lunchables that has 9 grams of protein? 9 grams of protein. Dude, I could sit like in a corner inhaling dust and I'll probably get like more protein intake in a day than that pathetic 9 grams for like 300 calories.